Hey guys, I thought in between those tutorial videos I will also share my stories, how I got to the place where I am today and what does it take to be a full-time photographer. So to tell you everything, I need to start from the beginning. Now I think it was roughly about 15 years ago when I started my company and became officially a product photographer. Product photography, this was somehow that one specific niche that I wanted to be in. I felt that I was able to work so that I don't have that constant pressure or the major responsibility on my shoulders when shooting projects. By that, I mean, for example, if I shoot weddings or portraits, which I've also done, then I always have that time pressure and huge space for any errors that, for example, what happens if I miss some important shot, like missing the first kiss or miss focus on cutting the cake, or I lose my files or anything like that. In product photography, if I mess up, then I always have a chance to reshoot the whole thing and it's all good. Of course, it's not always like that. For example, if I have the team and the client in the house, then I can't get them back together. But majority of my work I'm able to do alone. So I guess that's why I like product photography. So coming back to the beginning, I remember that one specific day so clearly when I made my final decision that I want to start selling my photography services. My oldest son was just born. Me and my wife were in the hospital with the baby, and at the same time there was a seminar running about small business owners. So while others were taking a nap, I took 2 hours and went to hear the speakers that were sharing their stories, how to run small business and what it takes to be successful. I had this idea in my mind already for a while, and I knew that someday I will become an entrepreneur. But this was that final decision-making day. All that time I was practicing product photography and I did it almost daily basis. And I was doing all of that while working on a full-time job. It all took place in our tiny living room in a tiny apartment. Every time I set up all the lights and then took it all down once finished so we could live a normal life in there as well. And actually my first paid projects were all done in this tiny living room. At this time I had 3 Canon speedlight flashes with some cheap transmitters and an old Canon DSLR camera with a basic 50mm lens. Yes, the cheapest lens you can have. That's all I got. 3 lights, 1 lens, and I started shooting products. I decided to create one specific white background beer product image. Added also some spray water on it and it looked pretty cool for my portfolio. So I decided to take this same image and send it to the local brewery who was also producing this beer. And then nothing happened. So there was no big disappointment because obviously you can't expect an answer to all your emails when you are basically nobody. I just sent it out and I was already thinking about other potential clients that I could send my portfolio to. So it was all okay. After a few months, I got an email from ad agency. This was one of the biggest agencies in Estonia. And the project manager said that she got my portfolio from the client that they are representing, which was that same beer manufacturer. And they want to meet me to discuss a potential product photography project that is coming up. Now you can just imagine how happy I was at this time. This was my first official client and it was an ad agency, which was a very big deal for me at the time. And yes, I did get this job. We signed some contracts and we were ready to go. I needed to shoot a beer bottle for a Christmas campaign. This time they only wanted the bottle on a white background so they could place it on their own design. But that was not important. important thing was that I got my first client. And that was a big thing. And from there on, I was working with this client for the next 7 years. And of course, this Christmas campaign image. Yep, I shot this in my tiny living room. It was just awful setup and there was so many errors, but we all need to start from somewhere. So just as a reminder, for those who are just starting out, anything is possible and you just need to keep working towards it. You don't need that fancy equipment right away or a big studio. I didn't have any of it. Don't let these things hold you back. You just need to start. And this is what it was for me, a start in my product photography career. That's it for today. I hope you got some inspiration from this video and it will give you new ideas to move on with your future plans. Maybe you have been holding back from taking that first step, but it's never too late to start. Just send out your first message with your portfolio and see how it feels. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.